If you are a woman over 40 and you feel like your metabolism has slowed down, your waistline is changing, or your energy seems to dip more than it used to, you are not imagining it. Your body is different now. But the good news is that there is one form of exercise that can completely transform the way you feel. It can change your metabolism, your hormones, your strength, and your confidence. And it is not cardio. Today, I am giving you the strength training blueprint every woman in her 40s, 50s, and beyond needs to rebuild muscle, lose fat, and feel powerful again. Once you understand this, the frustration you may have felt around your workouts will finally make sense. Here's what we are going to cover. You will learn why strength training is absolutely essential for women over 40. You will understand how your hormones affect your muscles and your metabolism. You will learn the 4 movement patterns you need to build strength safely and efficiently. We will talk about how often to train, how heavy to lift, and what a weekly workout plan should actually look like. And at the end, I will share the exact blueprint I use inside the Strong, Beautiful You Reset to help women get strong without exhaustion or burnout. Let's begin with the truth almost no one tells women. Once you enter your 40s, hormonal changes begin accelerating muscle loss. This process has a name, sarcopenia. Most people think it happens later in life, but it begins much earlier than expected. And unless you intentionally counteract it, you will lose muscle more quickly each year. When you lose muscle, a chain reaction happens in your body. Your metabolism slows down because muscle is the tissue that burns the most energy, even at rest. You store more fat, especially around the midsection. You feel weaker and less stable. Your joints feel more vulnerable. Your energy goes down. Your insulin sensitivity decreases, and cravings often increase. Here's the most important point. Muscle is the most metabolically active tissue in your body. Muscle determines how many calories you burn at rest. Muscle gives your body its shape. Muscle stabilizes your joints, protects your bones, and supports your balance. And after 40, your body will lose it naturally unless you build it intentionally. Cardio does not build muscle. Walking does not build muscle. Pilates and yoga are helpful for mobility, flexibility, and overall health, but they do not build enough muscle to counteract age-related loss. These are all supportive activities, but they cannot replace strength training. Strength training is the main event. It is the most effective tool you have to control your metabolism and the way you age. Let's talk about how hormones influence your muscles and metabolism after 40. Estrogen begins to decline. Most people do not realize that estrogen actually helps stimulate muscle repair. When estrogen drops, your ability to recover from workouts decreases and muscle loss accelerates. Testosterone also declines, and although women naturally have lower levels than men, even small decreases impact strength, confidence, motivation, and muscle tone. Meanwhile, cortisol tends to rise due to stress, sleep disruptions, or undereating. High cortisol can increase belly fat and break down muscle tissue. Insulin sensitivity also drops, making it easier to store fat and harder to maintain muscle. But here is the empowering part. Strength training directly counteracts all of these hormonal effects. It improves insulin sensitivity. It helps lower cortisol. It boosts mood and motivation. It restores strength, and it builds muscle even when estrogen levels are low. This is why strength training is not optional for women over 40. It is essential. Now let's talk about the actual movements you need. You do not need fancy programs or endless exercises. You only need 4 foundational movement patterns. These are the patterns that build the most muscle in the least amount of time. The first movement pattern is squatting. This pattern strengthens your legs, glutes, and core. Examples include bodyweight squats, goblet squats, or dumbbell squats. Squatting helps with everything from climbing stairs to lifting groceries. The second movement pattern is hinging. This includes exercises like deadlifts, hip hinges, and kettlebell swings. Hinges strengthen your glutes, hamstrings, and lower back. They are essential for back health and posture. The third movement pattern is pushing. This includes push-ups, shoulder presses, and incline presses. These exercises build the chest, shoulders, and triceps. They help you push objects away and support daily movement patterns. The fourth movement pattern is pulling. This includes rows, lat pull downs, and dumbbell pulls. Pulling movements strengthen your back, biceps, and the muscles that support good posture. These 4 patterns, squat, hinge, push, and pull, work multiple muscle groups at once. This boosts your metabolism, strengthens your entire body, improves insulin sensitivity, and helps sculpt your physique. 2 or 3 sessions per week using these patterns creates remarkable changes. Now, let's address one of the biggest questions women have. How heavy should you lift? Many women were told to use light weights and high repetitions to avoid getting bulky. This is one of the worst pieces of fitness advice ever given to women, especially women over 40. You do not need to lift extremely heavy weights, but you do need to challenge your muscles. Here is a simple rule. Your last 2 or 3 reps should feel challenging, but still doable with good form. If you could keep going for 20 more reps, the weight is too light to build muscle. If you can barely complete 5 reps and your form is falling apart, the weight is too heavy. The sweet spot for most women is 8 to 12 reps, performed for 2 or 3 sets, with a weight that requires effort but does not cause strain. This range is ideal for muscle building, fat loss, hormone support, and healthy aging. You are not trying to become a bodybuilder. You are trying to rebuild your metabolism, your confidence, and your strength. Let's talk about frequency. How often should you strength train? The beautiful part is that you do not need to train every day. 2 sessions per week are enough to see noticeable results in 4 to 6 weeks. 3 sessions per week lead to dramatic changes in strength, metabolism, muscle tone, and mood. On the days in between, walking is the perfect complement. Strength training builds muscle. Walking helps regulate cortisol, boosts fat burning, and supports recovery. The combination of strength training and walking is incredibly effective for women over 40. Let's put this into a simple weekly plan. On Monday, you might do a full body strength session using squats, pushes, pulls, and hinges. Perform 8 to 12 reps of each with 2 or 3 sets. On Wednesday, repeat the 4 patterns but choose different variations or weights. On Friday, you can focus on strength plus a bit of core work, keeping the session shorter but intentional. The other days can include walking, yoga, mobility, or rest. This simple structure works with your hormones, not against them. It is sustainable, it is realistic, and it produces results for women who have struggled for years to change their bodies with cardio alone. If you are listening to this and thinking, I want to do this, but I need someone to guide me, that is exactly why I created the Strong Beautiful U6 Week Reset. Inside the reset, you get a full strength training program designed for women over 40 with demo videos and modifications for every level. You also receive personalized nutrition guidance for hormone support, weekly coaching, accountability, and a step-by-step plan to transform your energy, strength, and metabolism. If you want science-backed results without dieting or burnout, the link is in the description. And if you are not ready for a full program yet, you can download the free 6-day Mobility Challenge. It will help you start applying these principles today. Strength training will change your body. It will change your metabolism. It will change your confidence, and it will change how you age. This is not about chasing the body you had in your 20s. This is about building the strongest, healthiest, most empowered version of yourself now. Your hormones changed, and now you know exactly how to support them. Let's get strong, beautiful, and unstoppable.